Hi, this is Jeff Salzenstein, and it is time for our 2013 predictions. Now, last year, I was right on some of them and not so right on others. In fact, one of the ones that I took a lot of heat for was I had predicted that Roger Federer would never be #1 again. He certainly did that. He proved me wrong. I made another video showing the 5 reasons why I was wrong about that. So again, I apologize to all those Roger Federer fans out there, but he had a great year. I actually don't think he's going to be #1 in 2013, but we're going to get into that pretty soon here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. I actually wrote the predictions down because I've got so many of them I wasn't going to be able to remember all of them. #1, and this is a non-tennis related one, I believe that the Denver Broncos are going to win the 2013 Super Bowl. So let's look for that in February for those guys to get it done. Peyton Manning is a magician. He has completely transformed our ball club, and I know I'm voting with my heart right now, but the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. Let's get to tennis. #2, nutrition is going to reign supreme. Where physical conditioning and fitness has been the buzzword probably the last 5 or 10 years, nutrition is really going to go to another level. Guys like Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray have really taken their nutrition to new heights. I know that Djokovic is gluten-free. I believe Murray is as well. I believe more and more players are going to really look for that edge, and they're going to take nutrition to the next level. So look for more stories about that in 2013. And of course, I'm very passionate about nutrition, so I'm glad that more and more players are going to be eating healthier and eating better. The next prediction, movement is the name of the game. Now, I know this isn't a new concept, but it is even more evident now. As the game speed improves, as guys hit harder and harder, as the athleticism gets better and better, as the techniques are getting more and more solid, you have to be a great mover. You just can't get around it, so anybody that moves well has a chance to play on the Pro Tour and do well. And for you listening out there, if you're not a great mover, you want to look for ways to improve your movement, you can check out our website. That's going to help you a lot. We've got the fitness workouts, and we also have the footwork patterns to help you there. But guys like David Ferrer, Novak Djokovic, and of course Rafa Nadal, they're some of the best movers in the game, and that's the reason they're at the top of one of the reasons they're at the top of the game. As soon as you lose a half step, you're not able to compete at that level. So movement is of paramount importance to be successful out on the Pro Tour. My next prediction, again, not necessarily a new one, but something that I want to stress. 30 is the new 23. What do I mean by that? Well, many pro players in their 30s are playing the best tennis of their lives. We could not have said this 10 or 15 years ago. So many guys like Tommy Haas had a resurgence this year at the age of 34. He is playing some of his best tennis. These guys are taking care of themselves. They're really focused on basically living that pro tennis lifestyle 24/7. And that's not the lifestyle of practicing and then having a couple of beers afterwards. It's practicing, it's playing matches, then it's getting massage, it's recovering, it's stretching, it's working out, it's getting hydrated. It is a 24/7 gig. All the guys at the top of the game have a team around them that are helping them stay healthy so that they can play their best tennis. And that's one reason why Roger Federer can definitely stay in the top 4 in the world for the next 4 or 5 years if he chooses to. Let's get into some of the players. Sloan Stephens, I believe she will be a top 20 WTA Tour player in 2013, and she has an outside chance of being a top 10 player. I love her athleticism, I love her determination. I saw her at the US Open this year, and I really think she has the potential. She really does the right things on the court. I believe she's working hard, and she has good coaches supporting her. So look for Sloan Stephens to possibly break into the top 10, but my safe bet is that she's a top 20 player. Who is going to be the new top 10 player on the tour in 2013? Well, that was a tough call, but I went with a young player by the name of Milos Raonic. He's from north of the border in Canada. I believe he's got the game to be top 10. Now, he might get injured. That might affect his chances of being a top 10 player, but if he stays healthy, look for him to break into the top 10 in 2013. Let's get to the Americans. John Isner, I really believe he can hover around the top 10 again in 2013. I really like his professionalism, his work ethic, and of course, you can't get around that 6'9" frame bombing serves at players day in and day out. It is such an advantage to have that serve, and he also has quite a nice forehand as well. So look for him to hover around the top 10 as well. what young Americans are going to do well this year? That's a hard call to make, but I do believe Jack Sock is going to break into the top 100 in 2013. I saw him at the US Open. As long as he improves his fitness and continues to mature, he's an easy top 100 player in 2013, might even be top 50. But again, look for him to hopefully stay injury-free. He's had some injuries in the past. We want to see him stay healthy so that he can continue to progress. I also believe Ryan Harrison has a chance to be top 50. I don't know how much higher he can go in 2013. Those two guys really might make their jump in 2014, so you'll have to watch my prediction next year to see what I think they're going to do in the following year. Let's talk about Roger. So I did predict that he wasn't going to be number one last year, and I was wrong. I predict this year he will not be number one in 2013. I think he may have one slam in him. That's it. Otherwise, he's going to go slamless in 2013. The slam that he will win will be Wimbledon if he does so. But look for Roger to stay in the top 3 or top 4. He's obviously very dangerous, and he can beat all these guys on any given day. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, but I really think his focus is more on just staying healthy, playing the events he likes to play, and competing at the highest level that he can, not necessarily being number one. I'd love to see him get that Grand Slam. Wimbledon's going to be it if he does it. Let's go on to Andy Murray. I really think Andy Murray can make a jump this year, especially with Roger Federer getting a little bit older and the question marks around Rafa Nadal at the time of this video. We don't know if he's going to be healthy. I think Andy Murray could be your number 2 player in the world at the end of 2013, especially if he has Yvonne Lendl in his corner. He won the gold medal, he won the US Open, and he showed that he can stay with Novak Djokovic. He needs a little more stick on his second serve, a little more stick on that forehand, and a little more calmness upstairs, and I think he can be number 2, possibly number 1 in the world, but I don't think he's going to do it. Let's talk a little bit about the 2 top guns on the women's tour and the men's tour to finish the predictions for today. Who's going to win the Australian Open? Serena Williams is going to win the Australian. This girl is on a run. She is on an absolute tear. She's rededicated. She's refocused. She has completely transformed her approach to tennis and her winning ways since losing in the first round of the French Open, winning numerous titles in Grand Slams and the World Championship, and the beat will go on. I believe she'll win the Australian Open this year, and she will reclaim the number 1 position in the world. And Novak Djokovic, he's going to win the Australian Open. This guy is an absolute beast. He's not only a physical specimen, but he believes. He's got the most belief of any player on the tour. I really believe not only is he going to win the Australian Open, I believe he's going to win the French Open this year because there are so many question marks surrounding Rafa Nadal. If Rafa Nadal loses a quarter of a step, I think Novak Djokovic can take over winning the French Open this year and win that elusive Grand Slam, or winning all 4 Grand Slams, in the career slam they call it. So what do I think about Novak Djokovic with his future? I really believe this could be the age of Novak Djokovic. I think for the next 3 to 4 years, he can have a dominant run, a similar dominant run than Roger Federer had a couple of years ago. I think that Djokovic can be number 1 the next 2, 3, or 4 years and really stake his claim for being one of the greatest players, not only of this generation, but of all time. So that opportunity is there for Novak, provided he stays healthy. He's got the focus, he's got the athleticism, he's got the drive, and he has the team around him. So hopefully I'll get some of these predictions right. If I don't, well, they're only predictions. I really enjoyed doing this video for you guys today. Feel free to leave comments below, and I'll look forward to giving my predictions next year.